This is our new podcast where we're talking about the future of the car. This means everything from electrified vehicles to cars that drive themselves. Where are we going and how will we get there? I'm Johnny Lieberman from Motor Trend, joined by
Ed Lowe, and we are going to talk to some amazing guests. We have Reggie Watts, we have Sung Kang, we have James Marsden, we have Spike Feresten, Kristen Lee, Derek Jenkins, a whole bunch of actors, celebrities, car crazy folks, people from in and outside the industry. It's going to be great, and you can find it on podcast1.com or anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast. We're also doing a video series as well. That's on motortrend.com/The Inevitable or on youtube.com/motortrend. Come join us.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Big Brother Jake, a.k.a. Jake Warner, my government name. Check it out. I host a show called the Big Brother Jake Podcast, and I've taken my talents to the biggest and baddest platform on the planet. That's right, baby. Podcast One.
Thank you for listening to this Podcast One production. Now available on Apple Podcasts, Podcast One, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.
Podcast One presents the Steve Austin Show Classics.
Going back to your conversation with JJ and him kind of taking you under his wing and showing you how to work holds,
right?
You've always been a very sarcastic guy. Your sarcasm is one of your strong points with relationship, how funny you are. Did you have that same sarcasm back in the old days, and how was it taken? Because sometimes if a guy doesn't know you, you're this big, imposing, good-looking guy, kind of disrespectful. Did people get that out of you? Did you rub people the wrong way?
Probably. I mean, I think I just kind of bumbled through so many opportunities just being a big redneck.
Right.
And not having any people skills or not realizing that people don't know I'm joking.
When did you start putting the people skills together and getting, hey man, this is work and you got to get along with people? Okay, maybe not. Never.
Right now. I'm working on it now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just realized that for me, dealing with people, everybody is who they are. And you have to accept the good qualities and the bad qualities.
Right.
You know, like you can't just isolate qualities, and I can't isolate them in myself.
Yeah.
So I just have to give myself a break and give the same break to other people.
Right.
You know, I mean, I always looked at it like there's some guys that I'm going to travel with and hang with and go to the gym with. They're my buds, my boys. There's other guys, like, then I'm wrestling this other guy every night. So that's a whole different relationship. Like, we ain't going to have dinner together. We're not going to go out and drink together, but you know, as long as you're clicking in the ring and you see that guy, you see him in the locker room, it's like, hey, what's up, man? There's that certain bond you have with guys, you know. So I always looked at it like that. Like, you know, I always say the same thing. It ain't show friends, it's show business.
Right.
You know, I'm just as soon get along with everybody, but all that ultimately matters, all I really concerned myself with was what the guy I wrestled thought, what the guy who pays me thinks, and what the people who bought tickets think.
Were you partying a whole lot then?
No, but never before shows or anything. I mean, I was partying after the shows, but what I mean is, in my opinion, wrestling gets handled by a handful of guys right before that. You know, like, okay, you've kicked around a bunch of ideas, but then we would get in the room, okay, what's going to happen? And I would get Bischoff, and Hulk would be there, and Kev would be there, and whoever we're working with would be there, and be like, okay, and I would look at Bischoff, what do you want to happen? Let me know, because then I'm going to get guys where they need to be, and, you know, and the way we worked with Hulk was, our theory was when we hit the ring with like Kid would go first because he's the fastest. Kid would hit and we would feed you.
Right.
When we're coming to get you, we'd feed you first.
Right.
When you get Kid, then I go look for me.
Right.
And then Kev, and then we're all going to feed you. Then guess what? Hulk cuts you off because nobody touches Hulk.
Right.
You know, we always propped him up and featured him because I felt that was the right thing to do with him.
Right. We had some difficulties. You told me one more story about learning. And the thing, I was talking to Jake Roberts the other day, and he said, as a babyface, one of the most important things you got to do, sell. Right. You had a Tully Blanchard story. Tell that story just as far as the learning process goes. I
mean, I came back from the ring, and, you know, I was on like second or something in front of a big house. I came through, and, you know, and I'm just happy I didn't forget everything. And,
right.
And Tully's right there at the curtain. Hey, kid, can I talk to you?
Tully Blanchard.
Yes, sir. And I'm going, yeah, yes, sir. And he goes, I was watching you. A couple things you did that and that. That was good. Keep doing that. That one thing, that was horrible. Don't ever do that again. And so I'm going, and I'm thinking, wow, Tully Blanchard's taking time to talk to me. Oh, my God, like Tully likes me. And then he starts to walk on and he goes, oh, and don't be confused. He said, not like I care about you, but I don't want you killing the crowd off before I go out. Because the Horsemen do this house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thanks.